Right now, as you watch this, a chain of winter storms is lining up to hit the United States one after another. And if you live in the Northeast, the Great Lakes, or anywhere from Chicago to Boston, what is coming in the next 7 to 10 days could be more dangerous than anything you have seen this entire winter. Stay with me through the first 30 seconds because I am about to tell you exactly which cities are getting buried first, which areas are facing flash flooding, and where a historic 100-degree temperature swing is setting up across the country this weekend. 100 degrees. Half the country is burning, the other half is buried. That is not an exaggeration. That is what the data is showing right now. Let me start with the thing that almost nobody is talking about yet. Providence, Rhode Island just recorded 38 inches of snow in a single storm. 38 inches. That broke records that had stood for over 100 years. And right now, before those people have even finished digging out, another storm is already knocking on the door. A fast-moving clipper system is crossing the Great Lakes tonight, and it is going to deliver another 1 to 3 inches on top of what is already on the ground. It hits Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts tomorrow, Wednesday, February 25th. It moves into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York by Wednesday afternoon. New York City and Boston expect around 1 inch. Near Providence, you could see another 2 inches. Across Pennsylvania and upstate New York, general 1 to 3 inches, but lake effect bands could push isolated spots near 6 inches. Now here is something that surprised me when I looked at the data. This clipper is not actually the biggest threat from itself. It is what happens after it moves through. The winds shift, the lakes heat up the air coming off them, and Michigan gets hammered. Near Gaylord and Sheboygan in northern Michigan, 2 to 4 inches of snow. Up in the Upper Peninsula near Newberry, we could be talking about 6 inches just from lake effect alone. Even central Ohio and portions of West Virginia could see a surprise coating to 1 inch of snow. The entire state of Pennsylvania gets at least a skiff. So if you are in any of those areas, Wednesday is your storm day. It begins tonight, peaks Wednesday morning through afternoon, and clears out Wednesday evening. But here is what I want you to hold in your mind right now. That clipper is not the main event. I am going to show you something at the 3-minute 20-second mark that is going to completely change how you think about the next 2 weeks of weather. Stay with me. Right now, let me give you the city-by-city breakdown. Pay attention because your city might be on this list. Boston, Massachusetts. Wednesday morning through afternoon, 1 inch of snow. Temperatures drop into the upper 20s. Wind chills near 15 degrees. Providence, Rhode Island. Wednesday, additional 2 inches on top of the record snowpack. Roads remain dangerous through Thursday morning. Hartford, Connecticut. Wednesday, clipper brings 1 to 2 inches. Black ice risk overnight Tuesday into Wednesday. New York City, New York. Wednesday afternoon around 1 inch, mainly in the outer boroughs. Temperatures in the low 30s. Albany, New York. 1 to 3 inches Wednesday. Some lake effect enhancement possible up to 4 inches in elevated areas. Buffalo, New York. Lake effect snow Wednesday through Thursday. 3 to 6 inches in typical lake effect corridors. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Light coating to 1 inch Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures struggle to reach freezing. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 1 to 2 inches Wednesday. Freezing drizzle possible before the snow transitions. Cleveland, Ohio. 1 to 3 inches Wednesday into Wednesday night. Lake effect could add another 2 to 3 inches Thursday. Columbus, Ohio. 1 inch possible Wednesday. Temperatures in the low 30s. Detroit, Michigan. 2 to 4 inches from the clipper plus lake effect enhancement through Thursday. Grand Rapids, Michigan. 3 to 5 inches with lake effect activity through Thursday morning. Chicago, Illinois. Light snow possible Wednesday. Under 1 inch. But pay attention because a much bigger storm signal is developing for this area Sunday into Monday. I will get to that. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Light snow Wednesday. The bigger threat is also the Sunday into Monday window, Indianapolis, Indiana. Flurries possible Wednesday afternoon. Nothing significant from the clipper itself. Cincinnati, Ohio. Mostly cloudy. Temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s Wednesday. Dry. Louisville, Kentucky. Cold and cloudy. No precipitation from this clipper event. Baltimore, Maryland. Light coating possible Wednesday afternoon, mainly on elevated surfaces and grassy areas. Washington, District of Columbia. Temperatures near freezing Wednesday afternoon, a trace to a ½ inch possible on grassy surfaces only. Now let me shift to what is happening in the rest of the country right now because this is the wild part. While the Northeast is buried in snow, Dallas, Texas is heading toward temperatures 20 to 30 degrees above average this week. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, same story. Albuquerque, New Mexico, abnormally warm and dangerously dry. Denver, Colorado, warm air pushing in off the Front Range with southwest winds that are cranking up fire danger. Phoenix, Arizona, temperatures well into the 80s. Los Angeles, California, northern portions of the state are getting hammered by the Pineapple Express, that relentless stream of moisture coming off Hawaii, driving heavy rain and mountain snow into Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. But Southern California, Southern Nevada, Southern Arizona, you are bone dry. Exceptional drought. Fire weather watches are becoming a regular occurrence. And here is the twist that changes everything. This pattern that has dominated all winter is about to crack. And when it cracks, the entire country is going to feel it. Here is what is happening under the surface. All winter long, a La Nina pattern has been the engine driving our weather. It locked the storm track into the northern tier, sent cold air plunging into the northeast, and left the southern half of the country high and dry. The drought across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, and Georgia has been catastrophic. Extreme and exceptional drought covers a massive stretch of the South. But right now, warmer water is building in the equatorial Pacific. La Nina is weakening. And by the first week of March, the subtropical jet stream, the one that brings rain to the south, is expected to wake up. Here is what that means for your city. Dallas, Texas. By March 5th through the 10th, heavy rainfall is likely. Flash flooding possible. This area has been in severe to extreme drought for months. The ground cannot absorb heavy rain quickly. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Same window, March 5th through 10th. Above average rainfall likely. Thunderstorms possible with a more active southern jet stream. Little Rock, Arkansas. Well above average precipitation expected in that March 5th through 10th window. Flooding is a real concern. New Orleans, Louisiana. Rain returns after weeks of dry weather. The Gulf moisture taps in and the Southern Plains corridor starts to see significant rainfall. Memphis, Tennessee. Above average rain expected as the subtropical jet stream activates. Some heavier rain events possible. Nashville, Tennessee. Warmer and wetter pattern developing for early March. Could see several inches of rain in a short period. Louisville, Kentucky. Above average precipitation in the March 5th through 10th period. Ohio River Valley gets in on this pattern flip. Now, before I tell you about the biggest storm signal of the next 2 weeks, I want to come back to something I promised you at the top. Here is the temperature war that is setting up this weekend. And this is unlike anything we have seen this winter. By Friday into Saturday of this week, a ridge of high pressure is going to explode across the Rockies and the Southern Plains. Dallas could see temperatures near 70 degrees, Oklahoma City near 68, Denver near 65. Even portions of Nebraska and South Dakota are going to feel spring-like warmth pushing in from the southwest. Meanwhile, over in the northeast, the Clipper has just moved through, temperatures are still in the 20s and 30s, and Canada is still pumping Arctic air southbound through the northwest flow. The result is a 100-degree temperature spread across the United States at the same time, 70 degrees in Dallas, minus 30 wind chill in parts of northern Minnesota. That is not normal even for late February. That is a sign that the atmosphere is loaded and something big is about to happen when those air masses collide, and that collision is your day 6 to day 7 signal. This is what I need you to pay attention to right now. Sunday into Monday, March 1st and 2nd, the Climate Prediction Center and multiple computer models are flagging a 15% probability of a winter storm developing from Des Moines, Iowa, all the way down to Cleveland, Ohio. That corridor includes Chicago, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Detroit, and Grand Rapids. If you live anywhere from Iowa to Ohio, this is your weekend to watch. The storm would begin Sunday morning, peak Sunday evening through Monday morning, and wind down Monday afternoon. But here is the catch. The models are not agreeing on exactly what this storm looks like. Some are showing a major nor'easter developing as that energy moves east. Some are showing an ice storm in the Ohio Valley. A few are even hinting at severe weather in the mid-south on the warm side of this system. By Monday into Tuesday, March 2nd and 3rd, that same energy shifts east. And now we are talking about a potential winter storm signal from Chicago all the way to Boston. That corridor includes Washington, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Columbus, Philadelphia, New York City, and all of New England. Once again, confidence is low at this range, but the signal is consistent. Multiple models are showing it. This is not noise. This is a real threat that needs to be watched. Here is the honest truth about where this goes. The warm air is winning this war in the short term. The overall pattern for the next 2 to 3 weeks is going to be above average temperatures for most of the country. But that does not mean winter is done. Not even close. The polar jet is still cranking, and every time it dips southeast, another shot of cold air threatens the northeast. That is why the snow threat on March 6th and 7th for New England is real. That is another potential system that could pile more snow on top of communities that have already seen record snowfall this month. Let me now bring you the outdoor event calendar, because if you have plans in February and early March, this matters. The NASCAR Cup Series Daytona 500 was held February 16th at Daytona International Speedway in Florida. But outdoor events continuing through late February across the country are facing significant weather impacts. Mardi Gras celebrations in New Orleans, Louisiana are underway through March 3rd this year, and the current pattern keeps New Orleans dry and warm through the end of February before rain returns in early March. If you are attending outdoor events in New Orleans this week, conditions look good through February 28th. College spring sports across the Southeast and Southwest are seeing unusually warm conditions. Baseball and softball programs practicing outdoors in Texas, Oklahoma, and Florida are dealing with extreme fire weather watches on windy days. Outdoor events in the Northeast through this weekend face cold and lingering snow conditions from the Clipper system. Now here is the disaster update you need to hear. The wildfires burning across Texas, Oklahoma, and the Four Corners region are being driven by the same drought and the same jet stream pattern we have been tracking all winter. Severe and extreme drought covers most of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Florida. Exceptional drought conditions exist across portions of the Southeast. The dry, warm, and windy conditions that are building for the southern plains this week mean fire danger remains critically high. Any spark in West Texas, the Oklahoma Panhandle, or eastern New Mexico this week has the potential to become a major wildfire event very quickly. The Northeast blizzard that just struck is now being called one of the most significant single storm events in New England history. Providence, Rhode Island recorded 38 inches, Boston smashed records. The disaster declarations are in place across multiple states, and the ongoing cold means the snowpack is not going anywhere fast. Flooding risk from snowmelt will become a serious concern by mid-March when temperatures finally moderate across the region. Here is where we stand on the complete forecast timeline so you have it all in one place. Tuesday, February 24th through Wednesday, February 25th. Clipper system moves through Great Lakes and Northeast. Snow from Michigan through New England. Peak impacts Wednesday morning through afternoon. Thursday, February 27th through Saturday, March 1st. Ridge builds over Rockies and Southern Plains. Record warmth for Dallas, Denver, Oklahoma City. Fire danger critical across drought-stricken southern states. Cold lingers in the Northeast with below-average temperatures Sunday, March 1st through Monday, March 2nd. Potential winter storm developing from Iowa and Wisconsin down to Ohio and Indiana. Chicago, Milwaukee, Indianapolis, Cleveland in the zone. Storm begins Sunday, peaks Sunday night, ends Monday afternoon. High uncertainty. Watch this space. Monday, March 2nd through Tuesday, March 3rd. Storm energy shifts east. Potential winter storm from Chicago to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, New England, all in the possible impact zone. This could be another nor'easter, or it could be an ice storm. Models are still figuring it out. Wednesday, March 4th through Thursday, March 5th. A possible third system lines up for the Northeast. Northwest flow keeps the cold air train running off Canada. Another 6 to 12 inches possible for areas that have already seen historic snowfall this season. March 5th through March 10th. Pattern flip. Subtropical jet stream activates. Heavy rainfall and possible flash flooding from North Texas through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, and into the Ohio Valley. This is when the drought-stricken South finally starts to see significant relief. But it may come all at once and it may come hard. Now here is what I want to leave you with before I tell you what is coming in the next video. If you are watching this from the Northeast, you have been through an extraordinary winter. You are not done yet. 2 more potential significant snow events are in the pipeline before you get a real break. If you are in the South and Southwest, your drought relief is coming, but it is still 10 to 14 days away. And when it arrives, it may come with flooding. And if you are in the middle of the country, you are sitting right at the collision zone of winter and spring. That collision zone is where the biggest storms are born. Drop your city in the comments right now, and I will make sure the next update includes a specific forecast for your area. Whether you are in Seattle or Miami, Minneapolis or Atlanta, your local forecast matters, and I want to make sure you have it. Do not miss the next video. We are going to be tracking that Sunday into Monday storm system in real time, and I am going to show you the model data that will tell us whether this is going to be a historic nor'easter or a near miss. That information drops in the next 48 hours, and you do not want to be caught off guard.